I used to not really be the type of person to go through my products really quickly. I was someone who definitely was guilty of over consumerism. I've gotten really better in 2024 with not buying every single thing that every influencer tells me to get, because let's face it, it can be very oversaturated, and with companies coming out with products left and right, trying to compete with each other, trying to keep up with all these trends, it can be a lot. I've just learned to really simplify my routine, not only with my makeup, with my hair, with my skincare, and really create something that was going to be sustainable, just super streamlined and simple for me to be able to not have to think too much. Because one of the hardest things about getting ready that I think a lot of people feel really overwhelmed with is when you have too many choices. You have decision fatigue and don't really know what to do. Choosing not only staple products but also staple routines is going to really help you to not have to worry about making that decision. You just kind of fall into this routine, go into this autopilot, and it helps give you something to look forward to. I thought it would be fun if I shared a couple of my product empties from 2024 that I definitely repurchased or am going to repurchase that might help you with your routine, really help you to declutter all of the mess. As you can see behind me, I have a little bit of a mess, but that's actually me decluttering, putting stuff up for sale on Poshmark. But let's go ahead and jump in to today's video. As someone who is on social media, and I guess you can say I'm a beauty guru. I don't really like calling myself an influencer because I feel like that has such a negative connotation, but I would say a beauty guru, someone who knows a lot about beauty, is your go-to person when it comes to asking about all the latest and greatest and all that stuff. It can be really hard because sometimes we feel like we have to keep up with everything. And I've just learned, unless if someone requests me to specifically try out something or something that really truly blows me away, I'm not really going to cave in and just buy something just for the sake of buying it. I've tried out a lot of products. Definitely there are a lot of products that I do need to declutter. These are my tried and true staples that I have gone through this year. And for me to go through something, that was something that never used to happen. I really wanted to be more intentional in 2024 and start using up my products and not just let them expire or go to waste. And all of them, for the most part, are beauty related. I'll link them down below for you too. So if you want to check them out or add them to your routine, definitely feel free to do so. And let me know too in the comments, what are a couple product empties that you went through this year that you will definitely be repurchasing or have already repurchased. This is a tried and true of mine. This is something that I constantly am repurchasing. I don't even know what bottle this is. It's probably my 4th or 5th one. This is the Sol de Janeiro Real Deo aluminum free deodorant. So if you've ever tried Sol de Janeiro, you know how delicious it smells. I am someone who I also have been looking at signature things that people know me for, versus me always looking different or smelling different or whatever. This is definitely a scent that I feel like people know me for. Which one is this one? This one is the 54, I believe is what it is. It's the black amber, plum, and vanilla woods. I am a sucker for anything vanilla or amber. That is definitely like signature scent, if you will. I've always worn amber scented things, like back in the Victoria's Secret days when we all used to shop at Victoria's Secret for our perfume. I definitely was an amber romance girl. That was my signature scent. While all my other friends were wearing Love Spell, I was wearing Amber Romance. This reminds me a little bit of that, but with a little bit of a fruitier scent. And I love it too because I am very particular on aluminum free deodorant. I've not tried one that worked really well for me. This one is one that if I'm having anxiety sweats, I don't usually have to reapply, and it lasts all day. It smells really great, very light. And this one's really cool too because it's actually a refillable version. And just pop this out and just purchase the refill, and that way you can reuse this, which I really like. They do have it in the other 2 popular scents too. All the scents last equally as long. All of the scents last equally as long. I love to pair it with the body spray for day to day, and then I can pair this on top with my perfumes because for the most part these are the scents that my perfumes are. The product that I didn't think I was gonna love, and this isn't necessarily the exact one because I actually threw out the tube and this was a new one that I recently opened, but this is the Rhode Beauty peptide lip treatment. It is worth the hype. This is probably the best lip balm that I have ever used. I've tried many. I really have been liking the Summer Friday ones lately, and I think I like those because of how easily accessible they are. I kind of hate whenever things are only available online because sometimes I want to be able to, especially if it's like something that I love, I want to be able to purchase it when I need it. So I think that's why I've been looking for an alternative, but I will say that I always go back to this. This is Strawberry Glaze, which was a limited edition scent, and I'm cherishing this because I had another one that I lost. I opened up my backup. So I definitely am cherishing this, but I still am using it up quite a bit. When I tell you, your lips will stay hydrated all day long. It smells absolutely delicious too, all the scents. I have the salted caramel one is the one that I went through before I opened this one. And it's just really light. I like it because it's not super goopy either. I've tried the tinted ones. I don't really care for the tinted ones as much. This one, the clear one, so freaking good. If you have been wanting to try out the Rhode Beauty peptide lip treatment, honestly, you can't go wrong with anything from Rhode Beauty, but this in specific, another thing that I probably should put on subscribe and save because so good. One of my favorite setting powders. I go through this like hotcakes. I don't know if it's back in stock right now at the time of me posting this. This is one of the best setting powders that I have ever used, and I have tried a lot. I use this one quite a bit. It's probably my go-to, and the reason why I love this is one, it's talc free. So if you're someone who struggles with talc, you're gonna really like this. It not only is mattifying, but it also still gives that beautiful glow. It has these little reflective pearls in it. I don't know if you're gonna really be able to see it on camera, but it's like a really subtle iridescent glow to it to just give that skin that hydrated finish, so it doesn't like you look super duper matte. And I'm very picky with my setting powders because I am, even though I'm oily combo, I'm really more dehydrated. If I use something that is too mattifying, it's going to make me look like the crap keeper. It's going to make me feel like I'm the Saharan desert. This does not do that. This gives me this beautiful soft finish to my skin. I'm gonna apply a little tiny bit on top of my makeup right now. I like using the little powder puffs for it. This one, it's not all the way empty, but it's almost empty. I probably go through it every 6 months. If they had a subscribe and save option, I definitely would take advantage of that. Just look at this finish right here. It gives the most beautiful airbrush finish to the skin. Again, it's not super drying, so I think it works really well too on mature skin. You just see that? It's just like it just a little bit more flat, but it still has dimension, which is what I love. It's not like super duper flat, and it doesn't feel dry at all. I love it because it's brown girl friendly. Finding a translucent setting powder that doesn't leave a white cast is really hard. This is definitely one that I have even used on deeper skin tones than me, and it still looks absolutely gorgeous. I hope they come out with other colors because I think this would be a great brightening powder too. But if you're in the market for a good setting powder that's gonna make your makeup look airbrushed and last all day, this is the setting powder you need. This is probably the best tubing mascara I've ever tried. I'm actually almost done with this one. I do think this came out in the beginning of this year. I've tried many tubing mascaras, and one thing that I hated about Thrive Cosmetics, although I do like their tubing mascara formula, I hated the applicator because it was this hard plastic that would always poke my eye. You know what I mean. This does not do that. It is a softer silicone. It also has hyaluronic acid that's going to help to moisturize your lashes, and it also helps to give that flake-free finish. Can't remember the other ingredient, but it does have B5 in it that helps to strengthen your lashes too. So not only are you getting the benefits of the tubing mascara, which if you've never tried tubing mascara, basically it comes off with warm water. It doesn't leave that like residue, and it doesn't flake either. Love the fact that this has good for your lashes ingredients, and you're also getting beautiful length and dimension. And I like the fact that it is a smaller wand too, so it actually does give really good volume for it being a tubing mascara. If you're someone who struggles with your mascara transferring on your lower lashes, if you're someone who always gets that smudgy finish, or maybe you have that flakiness, looking for a good lengthening mascara, this is definitely a go-to. This is something that I will always repurchase on repeat. Thankfully they have the refills of this now so that I don't have to purchase the whole entire thing, but this is the SEINT brush soap. It has this really cool little silicone brush cleaner that you can just put in your hands right here. And as you can see, mine isn't necessarily empty, but it's almost there. Probably cleaned 100 brushes the other day. And this was halfway through. I will say this lasts a really good time. I probably refill it every 4 months or so. So you don't have to purchase, the first time you would have to purchase the whole entire thing. But the second time you would only have to repurchase the soap, which is going to be at a fraction of the cost. And if you have somewhere to store the soap, you can just buy the soap on its own. You don't even have to purchase the whole entire thing if you don't want to. I love this because it has tea tree oil in it, and tea tree oil is antifungal, antibacterial. It smells like a spa. It really helps to clean cream wax formulas, which can be a little bit harder to clean than normal without drying out the brushes, because I've tried a lot of brush soaps out there that tend to dry out the brushes. This does not do that. It works really well. Little pro tip for you, because I learned this the hard way and I don't want this to happen to you. Use warm to cooler water. You do not need to use soap like burning hot water with white brushes. Thinking almost like clothes, you're going to use hot water, but what I learned is that hot water will actually melt the glue and it will loosen it up. Even if you don't get water in here, if you're getting water on the outside or the brush is getting hot enough, it can loosen up the glue, and that's why brushes fall apart. Like this brush right here, you can see that a little bit of it started falling apart, and I couldn't figure out why that was happening. What is going on? Why is this happening to certain people who are using brush soap? And it's because of the fact that the water's too hot. So you don't want the water to be too hot. Saving your life over here. Hair products that I will repurchase on repeat no matter what. These are definitely my tried and trues. Number one, this is my IR Clinical Hair Thinning Defense Scalp Serum. I use this every single morning. I put 3 little lines on my fingers, rub it together, really focus it on my trouble spots, and then run it through the rest of my hair. This has bakuchi oil, which helps to prevent aging on your scalp. So think of it like an anti-aging serum for your scalp. This also has D-biotin, which helps to grow the hair. It also has melatonin in it, which I recently found out that melatonin helps to keep your hair in the growth phase for longer, helps prolong that. And then it also has caffeine in it, which helps to stimulate that hair follicle so that it starts to grow. So if you're dealing with thinning, if you're struggling with bald spots, maybe you're struggling with your hair not growing fast enough, this is definitely the secret. And then if you pair it with this right here, it is definitely a match made in heaven. Onnate Rejuvenique Oil. It is all that it is hyped up to be. I understand why they call it liquid gold. I was a skeptic at first, for sure, but this, think of it like multivitamins for your hair in a liquid form. It will help to add nutrients to your hair follicles. You can use it as a weekly scalp treatment. It's gonna help to hydrate the scalp. It's gonna also help to hydrate the hair strand from the inside out and help to heal the hair strand. It has 13 plus essential oils, which I would not just make your own. This was specifically formulated so that they would work with each other. Something about essential oils, something about herbs and stuff like, there's this thing called synergy. It is formulated in a specific way that has that synergy so that you don't have to have silicones or fillers to help this product truly work. It is a little bit pricier because it is pure ingredients. There is no fillers in here. There are no silicones or anything like that. But when I tell you that these two together have transformed my hair, they have transformed my hair and so many others. So if you're looking for a good duo, this is it right here. If you're someone who deals with split ends, maybe you have color processed hair or you're trying to grow out your hair, go a little bit longer between haircuts. I was a skeptic. I didn't think this was gonna be all that it was hyped up to be, but this is something else I swear by. This one lasts about 4 to 6 months. This one lasts 6 months. This one lasts 9 months, probably even a year, because I bought it in the beginning of January or of 2024, and I probably opened up my second tube in November. And I use it every single time I wash my hair. So it helps to temporarily mend those split ends, and it also helps to prevent breakage. So yes, there is nothing that's going to get rid of split ends, but this is gonna help longer in between haircuts, help to mend any of those split ends. Dryness, if you have dry ends, this is gonna help to hydrate that. I use it basically in place of a leave-in conditioner, and it is amazing. It truly is magic, and you don't need very much. This stuff is very concentrated and it will go on forever. You may be a skeptic. I was a skeptic, but these 3 products are definitely 3 that will be in rotation all the time. I can't go without them. It's something that I was a skeptic again that this was gonna work, and I think I'm usually a skeptic whenever things are expensive and I'm like, is it really worth the money? Is it really worth the price? And this definitely is. These 2 in specific, I will always repurchase. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about another one in a second, but this one, let's start here. This is, if you've not seen the whole waterless beauty or waterless skincare trend that's been happening on social media and the whole debacle with it and people being all bent out of shape over it. This is from a brand called Oliveda. So what they do is they use olive leaf extract as their main ingredient, and it is high in antioxidants, super anti-aging. So this is going to be very potent, and you're going to notice that in the ingredients of this, it actually does say water, because the olive leaves have water in them naturally. That's why leaves look so plump, is because there's water in them. So when you're extracting it out, yes, there is water, but they're not adding extra water to dilute the formula. They're just using that olive leaf extract as the base or as the water, and there's enough water in the olive leaf to help the other ingredients work really well. So technically this is not a waterless skincare. There is technically water in it, but they just don't add extra water to it. So this one, if you have large pores, if you have dehydrated skin, if you are looking for a beginner anti-aging, this is it right here. This stuff hydrates your skin. No other, gives you this beautiful glow and helps to tighten up those pores. It's the FO6 Cell Active. I swear by this. I went through this in probably 6 months. You need the smallest bit of this because it is very concentrated. Funny story. I ran out of this and I decided to jump on the trend, or not jump on the trend, jump on the bandwagon of this other moisturizer that everybody swears by called the F42. And it's a smart technology that knows how to give your skin what it needs in certain areas. It's like this regenerative moisturizer, but I really loved this one when I first got it. But I just wanted to try out something new when I ran out of this moisturizer. I tried out the F42 and it was just too heavy for me. It was too thick and it clogged up my pores, but this one does not do that. This is a perfect amount of hydration. If you are someone who is maybe a little bit more on the oilier side, looking for a good anti-aging moisturizer, something that's gonna give you a beautiful glow, this is it right here. And again, very concentrated. A little bit goes a very, very long way. Granted, I only use these at night. If you use them day and night, you might go through it a little bit quicker. But again, a little bit goes a really long way. And what's really cool is you can do the subscribe and save option if you wanted to. That way you save a little bit extra on these because I do know they are pricey. But these are definitely so worth it. If you're looking to try some new skincare that is going to be good for your skin, give you the anti-aging properties, help with pore tightening, help with balancing out the oil production in your skin, these two are definitely my must-haves that I will recommend. Everything else is optional, whatever is gonna work best for you, but these two, I swear by them, and I will always have these in my collection. That is pretty much it for my product empties. As you can see, it wasn't a whole bunch of products, but these definitely are staples of mine that I just feel like I cannot do life without, and they have made my life so much simpler. So if you are looking for some new beauty product favorites, I will link all of the details down below. Let me know what products you went through this year so that I can check them out. Maybe they'll work for me, maybe they'll work for someone else in the comment section who is similar to you. And if you share a little bit about you, your skin type or your hair type or your preferences, why you like it, that'll help so much more, and we can definitely help each other. Because one thing that I really want to do in 2025 is I want to build this community so that we are helping each other, because I've noticed that YouTube is not really as supportive and that there's a lot of trolls sometimes who like to comment some negative stuff, but I don't let that faze me anymore because I've learned how to grow and how to not let those things get under my skin. And I really want to make sure that I create that positive community here on this page. So let me know what other videos you want to see from me in the future. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a big thumbs up so that I know what videos to make for you in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one.